Hello everyone, my name is Ikia Safo and I'm a level 2 Yada from Ghana. So this is my third year in the inner circle, and I did level 1 twice, and now I am in level 2. So being in the inner circle, I have learned so much. It's been so transformative. I believe you've heard a lot of people say that. So in 2021, that is when I saw the inner circle, the Intentional Parents Academy, when I was scrolling through Instagram looking for some books to buy for my daughter below 1 year. So I was actually, I saw the post, I went to their page, I went to YouTube, I saw a lot of videos, I listened to so much, and I was like, I couldn't wait to get into the yard. So what I did at that time, my finances were so bad, I didn't have money then, so I had to save. I have heard Coach Wendy say that even if you have to borrow, please borrow and be in the yard. So it is true. See, I'm a testimony. I'm a living testimony. I tell you, even if you have to borrow, if you have to, save, okay, to be able to get into the yard, please do it. And if you have the money to get into, to register, please do it, because the transformation you will see on yourself, it will help you make multiples of the money you have paid. And I mean multiples. Through this ministry, I've been able to find what I do now. I've been able to start my own businesses that I do. And I tell you, the things that I'm able to do, you have no idea. Just because I've been able to work on myself, how I raise my children, it will help you. The intentional being in the inner circle will help you understand your children, speak their love languages, the structure. You are able to have a system, you create a system, you have a way, you have a plan for each child. You are living your values. You teach, Coach Wendy teaches us about so many things that are transformative. Not just about parenting. And there is something Coach Wendy always say, that if your parenting is not changing you, then it means there is something wrong. And it's so true. Since I started learning intentionally, there's been so much that has changed about me. So much have changed about me. And I really appreciate Coach Wendy. I don't take her for granted. And the team, the work she does, so irrespective of wherever you are in the world, you can still register for the inner circle. Through the inner circle, I've been able to find friends. We've created a group. We've intentionally built our friendship, and we are intentionally creating systems, okay, to influence the social systems in our children's life. So if you want to know more about the inner circle, just register and get into the yard. And I tell you, you will never regret. I've been in this yard for 3 years, and I don't have any intention of walking out. I am a yarder, and I'm going to remain a yarder for life. So if you're watching me and you're contemplating, should I join, should I not join, please just make up your mind. So many of us have shared our testimonies. We can't be wrong. So you better register now and join us in the yard. So see you in the yard.
It's another beautiful Wednesday morning on my intentional parent journey. I hope you are ready for today's transforming journey. My name is Oizamsi, the TIP, my girl. You know, your one and only energy queen. I hope you are right here with your 3 important material. If you remember our 3 important material, please put them right in the comment section. I want to see the comment section buzzing with your fire emoji as you are here with our 3 major materials. Let's see those who can still remember our materials. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Thank you so much, our wonderful VC, Coach Wendy, for this wonderful opportunity. I count it a great honor to be anchoring this program today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we have a wonderful, beautiful, buzzing yada in our midst today. Our guest, Mrs. Reina Adebari. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, ma?
I'm fine. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, our VC of life. And good morning to everyone joining the stream. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so delighted, and I don't take it for granted.
Thank you so much, ma. I am super excited to have you as my guest. I have a feeling that today's episode is going to be a lot of wow. Are you ready for today's MIPJ? We're counting down 2 more days to go and we are done with the
Oh,
MIPJ. Are you ready? Are you excited? If you're excited, let me see it in the comment section. How has the previous MIPJ been for you? What has touched you? What has transformed you? Today we are having another beautiful guest and we are going to be having a lot to talk about. I can already see it in the comment section. Remember our three major materials that we'll be needing. Number one is your journal and your pen, as we always do. It's a mantra in the yard. You cannot be coming for a session without your journal and your pen. Another thing you need to come with is your what? Your energy about that. If you know you came here with no energy, you want to go back and go and get your energy right on track. So we are also here with somebody. Remember, you might be a savior to someone. So you want to do yourself a favor. Remind you, you are not doing that person a favor. You are actually doing yourself a favor by inviting someone because you might be saving that person. Aside saving that person, you're also saving yourself because if people around you are learning the same thing you are learning, then you have less problems to worry about. So if you know you've not invited somebody yet, go back, invite your friends, your family, your sister, your brother, your village people, your community people, everybody, even on social media, your followers, your community members. Bring them to come and listen to what you're listening because today promises to be a transforming journey. And we have our beautiful buzzing guest in the person of Mrs. Reina Adebari, who will be sharing with us a beautiful journey today. I hope you are ready because today is going to be wonderful and transforming. So, Mrs. Reina Adebari, tell us at what phase, at what point of your life were you when you found about the inner circle? How did you get to know about the inner circle? You have the floor, ma'am.
okay. Good morning once again, everyone. Good morning, Coach Wendy. Um, I joined the inner circle 4 years ago. That was 2021, the 2021 um year. And as the very first time I came in contact with TIP, I think it was one of the courses, either sex educate your child like a pro. So I just passed on, as in passed straight, because my son was still like 2 years of age at that time. And I was like, sex educator for a young boy. We don't need that now, that kind of thing. So when we migrated to the UK, and I noticed that, though I knew from the very onset that he was a strong-willed child, and so sometimes we had to do that struggle of, you have to do this now, you must do it, and all of that. Until one particular day, we went to see the doctor, and he did something that was so upset with him, and of course the Nigerian blood in me kicked in. So I did something to him, and the doctor was like, I know that we have to put this as an incident report and all of that. And it was a thing of safeguarding. So right there, I knew that I had to parent better, that I could do better, and I needed to do more, especially in managing my emotions then, because my emotions were always scattered all over the place, like what could you say? So that was when I called the team. That was even in September. I called the team that I needed to join the yard like ASAP, and they were like, "You have to hold it till December." So I'm like, "Okay, what can I be doing while waiting?" And they told me, "Okay, go on our site. There are things to learn from their materials you could get," and that was how I joined the team in December. And of course, 4 years down the line, it's a whole lot of transformation, both for me, for my son, for my entire family. So I'll stop there because I know more questions are coming.
Oh wow, that was so beautiful, ma. So you see, she said the first time she come in contact with the inner circle was during the sex educate your child like a branch. She was like, oh, he's too young. Trust me, your child is not too young for you to start parenting right. Your child is not too young for you to start parenting intentionally. As a matter of fact, if your children are still very young, you are at the advantageous part. Yes, because that way you don't have to make any mistakes because you start setting the structures on time and everything goes smoothly for you. So let me tell you, if your child is 0 years old, This is the time to start. In fact, if you are still pregnant for your first child and you have not even given birth, this is the best time for you to start. As a matter of fact, if you are not yet even married, like me, that I'm already in the yard, you are even more advantageous. So if you know someone and you feel like, oh, she's not yet married, or he's not yet married, it's not yet time, this is the right time. Start learning the things you need to learn so that it will not become an emergency. When the time is here, by the time you start having the children, things will work smoothly and easy for you because as at that time you've already immersed yourself into the learnings. You already have all the tools, all the strategies, all the systems you need to put in place, and there will be no place for mistakes. There will be no place for kalu. You already know how we do it here. Are you excited for today's episode? I can see that some people are doing the work and some people are not doing the work. I know some persons have shared this link, and other persons are like, oh no, I don't need to share it. You are very wrong. If you know you've not shared this link, you are very wrong. Sir, ma, you want to do yourself a favor. Mind you, you're not doing that person a favor. You are actually doing yourself a favor. Go and invite someone around you. It might be your friend, your acquaintance, even your enemy should be on this stream. Because trust me, if your enemy knows what you know, then that person will not be your enemy. So go back and invite someone today. Mind you, you're not just coming here with your journal and pen. That is being greedy. If you're coming to learn alone and you're not bringing someone, go back. Come with someone who should also listen to today's episode because today's episode is going to be ground shaking. It's going to be a lot. There's a lot you're going to be learning. And if you're not with your pen and your journal like I am, then you are wrong. I am always taking notes because, of course, it is contagious. You cannot be with Coach Wendy and you're not taking notes at every point of your life. Every MIPJ comes with something transforming. It comes with something new that you must learn. So if you're here and you're just here, no matter where you are, be there with your notepad. Even if you cannot access a physical book and pen, you can type on your notepad in your phone. Yes, you should be learning. Come with somebody. And I hope, most importantly, I hope you are here with your energy about that because today promises to be a lot of energy. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. She said she has been in the inner circle for 4 years. If it is easy runner, do you know what it means? It means runner. Do you know what it means to be consistent? Consistency is a thing. Some people come and then they run away, and all of a sudden they come back. Trust me, if you come back, you're starting from zero again. And you do not want to do yourself that disadvantage. Why don't you stay in here and get immersed? Get yourself soaked. Get yourself into it and keep building. You can never build too much. Even you can never build too much. In every aspect of your life, even Dangote, still they find money. So how many things have you learned? You say, oh, I've been in that for 1 year. You should still continue looking for knowledge. Even if you stay here 10 years, continue learning never ends until the day you breathe your last breath. Learning never ends. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to immerse yourself into learning. If you've not invited someone here, you are doing yourself a wrong. Because at the last day, God will ask you. This might be the reason why you are here. This might be one of the purpose you are here to serve. There's somebody in your neighborhood, in your contact list that you need to save. Remember yesterday, she said her sister was a savior. You don't know who you will be saving today by sharing this link. Share this link to someone. They should come and listen to what you're listening. They should come and get immersed. They should come and learn. If you're not in the yard, you're doing yourself a wrong. If you're also in the yard and you're not with someone else, you're also doing yourself a wrong. Yes, if you're in the yard, that's 50% of your problem solved. If you're in the yard with someone else, 100%. So trust me, if you're in the yard and you're not with someone, your problem is not 100% solved. Go and bring somebody to join this stream today. So yes, ma, as we are moving, our next question will be, ma, how has the inner circle changed you? What has changed for you in your mindset, in your career, in your marriage, in every aspect of your life? Tell us. And I know you have so much ginger and energy. Please bring the fire on. It's your floor. You have it. Please share your journey with us, ma.
Okay, where will I start from? I'll start from the middle, like I always say. I mean, inner circle, it's 4 years and counting. And I can say that inner circle is a place to stay. And the longer you stay, the longer you take roots, and the better you bear shoots and fruits. So, of course, my 1 year in the yard, it was just me joining at that time. And Of course, I struggled with catching up with everything, the consistency, being consistent with everything that the yard um, has to stand for. And the second year I got better because I could even tell my journal in the first year was very scanty. The second year I picked up again. Now I was more consistent at journaling and all of that. The third year, oh my god, I got like as many journals that I could get for that third year. And it was at the third year that my husband joined me as well. And of course I didn't really need to do much marketing at that time because he could see the change. He could see I'd gotten better with my emotions because it was one of the people that told me at the beginning of before I joined the inner circle. It was like, this is your emotions. You need to watch it and all of that. So fast forward to being in the yard for 4 years. The reverse is the case. I'm the one telling him, this is your emotions. You need to watch it. So it was that was the time I knew that wow, I the becoming was really bearing fruit. And of course, for my marriage, it's been all shades of amazing. I mean, you can't know Coach Wendy and not know the people around her and the community around her. I always call Coach Wendy my tree of life. You know, a tree has got its the shoot and the branches. So Coach Wendy has got all that, the married seal, the boys academy, the girls hub, Naira Academy, just name it. Mentorship, I'm all there. I mean those community. If I intentionally I go to Instagram and follow her friends, like Coach Wendy would say, follow no road. We know many. That kind of thing. So I've had to follow some of our friends and all of that. And it has been so amazing, especially in my parenting journey. I mean, the difference is so clear. Like I said at the beginning, I joined because of my emotions and mostly to parent better with my son. He's a strong-willed child, no doubt. But I mean, in the year I've been able to know that being a strong-will is an advantage. It's not a disadvantage. So I've been able to put the learnings in the yard to help him, to give him options, negotiation. In fact, even him, he has learned how to negotiate. He'll be like, Mommy, if I do this now, will I be able to do this later? So that way, it has really lessened the altercations and the fighting match we normally have. And of course, it has also helped in my reading. I really after school, I mean, I went to med school and I was one of those people that said, I beg, I'm not reading any book again. That kind of thing. So, but of course, in the yard, you will read, you will buy puzzle, you will buy games, you keep reinventing yourself, and that has really helped me. And in fact, there was a day I was reading a book, and without telling my son to pick a book, he just went, picked his book, and he was reading with me. So I'm like, wow, it's so obvious that once a parent become, automatically the children become. So I saw that word come as flesh to me. I saw that word come as flesh to me, and it has helped me. I mean, 2 years back I picked up swimming because Coach Wendy would say parenting is like swimming, and you don't stop swimming because you will drown. So I was like, let me really like literally even learn the swimming. And again, my son needed to enroll in swimming. The very first day we went to the pool, oh my god, we couldn't do much, and it was a disadvantage to even him. I saw that I had modeled fear to him, and I needed to show him that if I can, then you can. And almost 2 years down the line, I'm doing very well. And I've actually I told him that, look, if mommy can do this at 30 something, nearly 40, then you can. So that has also spurred him to like put in more effort, because I mean, I was so shocked to see the amount of fear that he had gotten from not wanting to swim. So it has really helped me. It has helped my how I see things, the different perspectives. I mean, you can't encounter coach and not be a different person. That's it. And I mean, my Christian word, oh, coach is a walking scripture. As in sometimes when coach is dividing scripture, I'm like, she makes it like stories, and you are really like, wow, as it gives you that, you are even challenged to even go and read this Bible for yourself. In fact, it was meeting coach that even made me start wanting to read the Bible every day. Like, it helped me. I mean, it's just holistic. It helps. I mean, sometimes I ask myself, like, what would I have been without coach in my life? That kind of thing. So it's been a blessing. Really been a blessing. And like I tell people, if God wants to help a man, he sends someone to you. Same as the devil. If the devil wants to pull down someone, he sends someone to you. So coach has been that God sent to me, to my life, to my marriage, to my parenting, in fact, to my entire world. I'll leave it like that.
That was so beautiful, ma. She said, once a parent becomes, the child automatically becomes. That was so beautiful, ma. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. You said something about you were one of those, which I find very funny and true, because many people fall in that aspect of, oh, I'm done with university. If I read again, let me know why. Some people say, even signboard, I will not read. Any billboard, I will not read. Nothing again, I will read. So tell us about that aspect of your life. At what point, like, tell us how the gravity of, oh, I don't read anymore, and how the thing changed when you started reading. How when you got into the inner circle, when you started reading. Tell us the. We want to know how it moved from here to here. So tell us, ma.
Thank you very much for that question. I mean, like I said, the more you stay in the yard, the more you become. I mean, it's like onions daily. I mean, when the more you stay, the more you exfoliate those parts you don't need, and all of that. So I mean, surprisingly, I joined the mentorship program in September, the September cohort, and the normal me to read a book of 344 pages, that was coach the Kingmaker's book. I mean, once I see that volume, it's just a turn off to me. And I was surprised that I was able to complete that book in, I think it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I used to complete it. What I did was I draw a structure, 20 pages per day. So whether I'm tired or not, I will know that this 20 pages, so I have to read it today. And that really helped me. In fact, I was so proud of myself when I completed the book. And not only completing, I mean, reading and even understanding what's happening in the book. And that also helped me. There was another book we read in the mentorship program, Leadership Paid. It was also a book with so much volume. I was able to complete that book as well. So I'm like, so these things are doable. It's really, I mean, even me till now, I'm even surprised I was able to complete those volume of books. Before now, when I see those books like that, I'll just put it somewhere, like when the time comes, I will open you. But trust me, I never go back to it. But now it's a challenge to tell me that, okay, no matter how big the pages, how many the pages are, once you draw up a schedule and stay committed to it, you'll find out that you are able to complete those books. And it has really helped my reading capability. I read very well now. I mean, all over my house is all books. We have like almost 3, 4 libraries in the house now, and everywhere you turn to is books. Even sometimes when my son says he's bored, I'll be like, what do we do when we are bored? We read. That kind of, so he goes to get his book. Because sometimes he brings like 8 books and he's like, Mommy, I want to read all of them. I'll be like, it's bedtime. Read 4. So the next day you read the 4 and all of that. So it has really helped. Like reading, and of course there's so much knowledge when you read. There's so much things kept in those prints that you think it's just to print. There's so much knowledge there. And that has really helped me. Really, really helped me.
Thank you
That has
so
helped
much,
me.
ma. Thank you so much, ma. You said something about onions. Yes. Let's say, for example, now you have an onion. If you peel off the first back and you drop it, I hope you know air will touch it. That outer part, you can't use it again. You have to
Yeah.
come back again and peel it off. So you have to consistently keep on peeling off, because if you leave it, it's the same thing with knowledge. If you leave knowledge and you say, oh, let me come back, by the time you come, that one is already not useful to you. You have to keep on peeling off. It is in the continuous, consistent peeling off that you get refined. Thank you so much, Ma, for sharing that with us. You also said something initially about your strong-willed child. We know how strong-willed children can be, throwing tantrums and all of that. Tell us, how has the inner circle helped you to get better in that aspect? You also talked about your how you now manage your emotions. That reverse had to be the case. Initially, it was your husband complaining about how you manage your emotions, and now it is you. So tell us, how has the inner circle really changed that for you? We want to hear your story, ma'am.
The story is a lot, but I'll summarize now. I mean, growing up, I knew that. I mean, I came out from a home that the aggression was top notch. I didn't even know I was even that reactive until when I started parenting. I mean, like coach you say, if your parenting is not changing, it either changes you for the negative or it changes you for the positive. And if you don't key yourself into communities that can help you change for the positive, believe you me, you actually start you change for the negative, and that's one thing parenting does. So when I had my son, I didn't know I was that aggressive. I'll use that word. But I noticed that I was always reacting. I was always reacting and all of that. But coming into the year, in fact, there was a particular day I think then he was 4 years of age, and he used his potty, and he was like, "Mommy, I'm done." So I was like, "Okay, just hold on." I was cooking in the kitchen. So I was like, "Just hold on, I'm coming." So before I could say Jack Robinson, he has used his poo to wash his hands. I mean, that day I was like, ah. So quickly, I just wore my emotional intelligence cap. I was like, okay, okay, don't touch anything, don't touch anything. Just let me carry him. So I carried him straight to the bathroom to give him a wash. And I was just thanking God for the inner self because the before me. Why now? That kind of thing before me. So he's 7 years now, nearly 8, and so it has really helped me, like especially with managing my emotions, my temper, especially. Like sometimes there are things he does that I would have reacted to. But I find myself rather than reacting, coach you say respond to those things. So I left being a reactive parent to being to responding to what he does. And sometimes I always want to find out the why. Like, why did you do? And of course, most of the time, the reason you yourself, you know that this reason, but it has helped me even like stay accountable, helped me manage him. And there was another thing coach told us that for a strong willed child, you need to give them options. You really need to give them options. So that has helped me. Like there was a particular day we were supposed to go swimming, and I saw him. He loves noodles so much. He had opened the noodles, put it in the pot, wanted to start cooking it. So by now, mommy would have said, we are going to swim now. Why are you doing this? But I just told you that I said, dear son, these noodles will take another 30 minutes to get cooked. And we are leaving in 5 minutes. So does it make sense for us to start cooking noodles now? He said no. I was like, okay, why don't we look for something easy to eat before we go? And lo and behold, he just said, okay, mommy. He dropped the noodles and we got bread and we got going. So it has helped me with so much wisdom. I mean, I've gotten so much wisdom to deal with him, and being a strong with, I can tell that it's really, really a positive thing. I'll tell you a story. There was something that happened lately. The school had asked them to go watch a movie, and that day he came on and he said, "Mommy, I'm not going to see the movie because the title of the movie is Wicked, and it's scary." So I was not like, "Okay, but don't you think you'll be left out?" He said, "No, mommy, God is always with me. I'm a child of God. God is always with me." So that day I was nearly moved to there. Like, it shows that it's working. Like, what we are doing, it's working. It might be, you might not see the evidence on a daily basis, but the little ones I see, I'm like, it's one thing that makes me say that this inner circle, I live here. I go nowhere. As in my becoming, my son is becoming, he's able to take stands, he's able to say, this is what I stand for, and he's able to choose his friends wisely. He's able to do things wisely for himself, because as a parent, you're never going to be by your child 247. It's the knowledge you put in there, it's the values you put in there, it's the culture you build around them that helps them speak up when that time comes. And I can tell that it really has been making a whole lot of difference in the way even for him, he tells me that, Mommy, I'm a light, I'm going to shine my light bright. I mean, so many things that I've told him that, I mean, thank God for Coach Wendy, and she's always teaching us how to speak to your child positively. Now, this issue of your child speaking words too, she tells us that words are vehicles. You need to be careful what you tell your children, and that is so true, because as children, I mean, they are just being children. It's as if they actually have the particular button that when they press it, it triggers you. And if you are not wise, if you are not knowledgeable, there's every tendency that you just unleash those frustration on them and speak negatively. But I've come to realize that I need to, whatever it is, speak positively. Speak positively. I mean, sometimes I find myself even praying for him. Sometimes when he starts at it, I'll be like, the Lord rebuke that spirit in you. No, no, so that has helped me manage my emotions rather than reacting to the present behavior. I look at the future like I see a king in you. I tell him, you are a king. Show forth your light and things like that. So all of that, it has kept my emotions in check. I no longer react. Of course, we are human beings, we sleep, but 85% of the time I'm in control of my emotions, and I'm loving my new me. I'm loving my new me.
That is so beautiful, ma. You know, she said something. She said, "Is parenting is what you give, is what you get. It's like a give and take thing. It is the seed you sow that you get back. You can't expect to plant apple and then you reap coconut. It's not possible. It is what you plant that you get back. It is what you plant you harvest. If you plant emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, you will get a well-grounded citizen of the society, someone who will be good enough to stand, a good leader. But if you saw jaga jaga, you also get jaga jaga in return. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That has been such a beautiful journey. I can only imagine the part where you said after using his potty, he used everything to rub his hand. The normal African mother, ay, 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 ay.
Ah.
That is it. You will meet your creator. But you were able to manage the way you were able to manage your emotions, the way you were able to, okay, don't touch anything. Because I can only imagine that can only be transformation.
It
And
is
that transformation happens here in the inner circle. Let's be sincere. Most people before joining the inner circle, let me see it in the comment section. If you did not have the kind of emotional regulation you have now, in that scenario, what would you have done? Some people will use anger, some people will use bells, some people will use slippers. But in the inner circle, the inner circle builds you to a point where in chaos you are calm. And people are wondering, like, are you for real? What is going on? The kind of calmness you get in chaos, it can only be in the yard. If you're not in the yard, why now? I
why
have seen
not?
that some persons have still not shared this link. If you know and you know that you have not shared this link, I tell you for real, you are very wrong. And you want to do yourself a favor now. Go back, share this link to someone to join you because today's journey is coming with a lot of fire. If you know you are energized and you are fired up with this beautiful story, let me see it in the comment section because today's story is such a beautiful one. It is not just like we say, we don't even know these people. Like Coach Wowe, she does not even know who is coming. Personally, I was just meeting you today for the first time in the morning. These are real stories, real people, real transformation. And do you not? You are not an exception. You will also get transformed. If somebody else can do it, why can't you? These people are not fake people, they are real people. You can also have this experience, you can also have this transformation in your life, and it happens here in the inner circle. This is the reason why you want to get yourself immersed. Like we always say in the yard, we they walk and in the waiting, they show.
It is sure.
You don't put in the work. You cannot see anything. It is the work you put in that you see. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing that with us. That was such a beautiful, transforming journey. It is so touching and so inspiring how well you've been able to manage your emotions. That is a very important. That's one of the key things we teach in the inner circle,
Yeah.
your emotions. You must be able to manage your emotions, to be able to be calm in chaos. You can see how she was also able to get better in her reading. She said she was one of those people that say, "Oh, after school I will not read again." But she said the Kingmaker. The Kingmaker book is about 300 plus pages, if I'm not mistaken. But you were
Yeah.
able to show yourself 20 pages a day. There is no other place you get the structure except in the inner circle. The inner circle gives you real structures. When I say real, practical ones that if you actually put it, if you actually implement it, you will get results. Thank you so much, Ma, for sharing that journey. That was such a beautiful and inspiring one. So tell us, you've been in the yard now for 4 years, right? And
Yeah.
you've had so much transformation. And I can assure you that what you shared is just like a glimpse, just like a pinch of the whole story. And that is so beautiful, ma. Would you want to also tell us this 4 years? Tell us how you've grown, how you've evolved. Maybe you want to tell us, okay, in the first year, this was how it was for me. The second year, this is how I got better. And tell us how your growth system so far, these 4 years. Because some persons are here and they are in the first year and they feel like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I cannot do it. Or they'll feel like, while on the other end, some people feel like, oh, I've learned. 1 year is enough. I don't need to continue. But tell us, there must have been something that's keeping you here. And I'm sure you're still going to be in the next inner circle. Am I right?
I go nowhere.
There is something keeping you here.
I
What
go
is that thing
nowhere.
that's keeping you here? Because for you to do something the first year, you did it the second year, do it again the third year, you do it. There is something. There's actually something that has been keeping you here. Tell us that thing that is keeping you here, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Now, the
Oh,
thing, the mistake we all make is that we think parenting is an innate thing. Like you just feel once you give birth, you know what to do. But trust me, a lot of time we actually make big flaws. I was one of those people. Like when I had my son, I he was really exposed to screen, and as we speak, we still have that challenge because something that has been wrong for a long time to start undoing it takes also years to undo those things. It was one of those people that I didn't even know until I got into the yard that his learning style is a visual learner. So it's more like whatever you put inside of him, he soaks it all in and plays it out. So getting into the yard, I was able to understand that okay, this is who he is, this is how I can help him, and this is how I can make things better for him and like bringing out the best in him, using his learning style as an advantage to him. In the first year, we struggled with the screen thing. Of course, today we do, tomorrow we don't do, and all that. Now the second year, we just felt okay. The thing about the yard is with all the learnings, all the courses, if you're very intentional and if you're very true to yourself, it just keeps getting better. It's more like a veil taking off, and you're able to see clearly, like, okay, if I do it this way, I know I'm going to get a different. And that was exactly what happened. Like the second year, we completely took away screen. We drew a structure around it, like from Monday to Friday evening before he gets his screen. And we noticed the behavior got better. He got so more aware of his environment. And the truth is, he's very intelligent. I give it to him, but like coach you say, intelligence alone is not enough. The behavior is also a key part of it. So we now had to start working on his social skills, his emotional skills, his spiritual skill ability as well, or quotient too. Now, being in the yard has helped me take each of the SQ, EQ, IQ, like a different step, different year with different teaching and how you can get better at it. Now, for the when I joined the inner circle with my husband, it was a blessing again because, like Coach you say, he's a man that's got the instructional order. If a woman is leading the home, truly there's so much struggle because the man feels like
Okay.
you're taking charge.
All right. I think Mrs. Reina has a bit of network issue and she'll be right back. I hope you've invited someone here today. Okay, I think she's back. You can go on, ma.
Can you hear me? Yes. So when my husband joined 2 years ago, I felt
All right.
I
While
felt
she
that maybe
tries to fix that network problem, are you learning something today? Is your journal getting filled up already? I hope you've invited someone. I still have the feeling that some persons are here and they've not brought someone. It is not too late. Yes, it is not too late. You can still bring someone, and that person will still get one thing from here today. So we have our guests back in the studio. Ma, you can have the floor.
okay. Thank you very much. When I joined the inner circle 4 years ago, till the first 2 years that it was just me, and the next 2 years that was myself and my husband. The difference is actually clear because Coach Wendy says a man that's got the instructional order. And I found out that maybe because my son sees me as a woman, so sometimes when I tell him to do things, he's like nodding his head. But when his father says, "You've got to do this now," there's that action that backs up the words. So it has helped our marriage, like hearing from coach, hearing from the governor. It just makes all shades of lovely. It's all shades of lovely. It has helped us become thinking parents. It has helped us become thinking parents. Like there was a particular day that my son came one day and he was like, no, I told him to go brush his teeth for the night. And he was like, Mommy, I'm going to get a knife and stab you. On a normal day, I would have just felt okay, like so, but an intentional parent is a thinking parent. So I had to tell him that look, do you know that the way there's prison for adults, there's prison for juveniles, for children too. So it was he now smiled. He was like, "I know, mommy, and all of that." So I talked him to bed that day, but I felt unsettled in my spirit, like there's more to what's going on here, and it's only in the inner circle that it helps you think. You think 360 degree. So when he mentioned said that statement, he was about to sleep, and I told him, "Where have you heard that from?" He said nothing, but my I told him I know. So sat him up and I was like, you have to tell me where you heard that word from. So like, mommy, at after school we are made to watch screen, and the title of the movie was Evil Junior, something like that. So I went on YouTube and I really saw the what the film was about and sword fight and all of that. The next day I appeared in front of the head teacher and I was like, look, we don't do screen at home Monday to Fridays, like, and I don't know why a child should be exposed to screen in school. There's already so much distraction out there. So the school should even collaborate with parents to help these children and all of that. So she said, oh, we are very sorry that, I mean, they shouldn't have put up such that she knows that they put the screen there as background and all of that. But I just felt okay. He just started the school. So I'm like, excuse me, even if I have to go and start searching for a school now, it's already like almost late. Let's see what we can do. So that's feasible. I had to tell him, like, look, it's not everything you hear on screen that you should take in. Some of these things they are just made by some bad people at the back end. And I spoke to him that day very well. So that's when that's passed, that stage passed. And another day he came again and he was like, Mommy, I'm a bad boy. And I found myself telling him, no, you are a king, you are a royal priesthood, you are God's chosen generation. So I'm like, okay, mommy, I'm not a bad boy again. So things like that. So I was not like, where did you get that from? He was able to tell me it was the school again, the screen. So I set up a meeting for the teacher, the head teacher, and everybody I could speak to. And I said, look, I don't want this boy to watch screen in school. Like every evening when we go to pick him, I pick up a grumpy child because he knows he doesn't get screen at home and he knows he gets it in school. So I told the teacher, like, we are being hypocritical here. And it's only in the inner circle that you've got so much courage, so much boldness to speak up. So I told him, well, look, we are being hypocritical here. That I'm tired of every now and again having to pick up a grumpy child because he gets what he can gets what he can get in, at home in school. So she was like, okay, I get it. That how about we put him in a non-screenplay? I said that is what I want. That is what I'm talking about. And so she was able to carry out that, and now when we go to pick him, he's better, he's happy. In fact, he tells me like, mommy, I had the best day today. I played with the toys, I read a book and all of that. And it's only in the year that gives you that you're able to see blind spots even before it starts taking roots. So it helped me, like, was I was able to manage that pattern. And I didn't even know that I was even building a culture for him to stand up to say, mommy, I'm not going to the cinema because it's like this, and all because of the film that they were going to watch. And of course, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. There was a time in his previous school when they said they were going to the cinema, and I went online and I checked the review of the film they were going for, and I was able to make a case that if the whole school is going, will be going for the cinema, then I'm going to stay back at home and have him with me. That we have a very robust media plan that we do, that we don't just watch anything and all. So the head teacher was like, oh, we are very sorry, the cinema house told us it was child friendly. We didn't even know it had semi-nudity, it had swear languages. And the next day they rang me to say they've cancelled it, that no one is going again. So then when coach will say, now you get gates, now you the man, that was I'm able to take territory of the school gate, even his friends. Sometimes we when they bring the invitation for birthday parties, it's not like we really would have wanted to go, but I always want him to go so I can see not just his friends, now the parents of his friends. So when I'm able to now say, okay, this one you found a friend, this one you haven't found a friend, look for them. So, and he's able to tell me that, okay, mommy, why? So I'm able to like school him, like, look, a fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. And if this is your friend's parents, then you have to be very careful. I told him one day, because I mean we live in the UK, and vaping and cigarettes are like the next to nature for them. So I told him that, look, at some point in time, the people you call your friend will start smoking. And the moment you notice that, just pick everything you came into that friendship with and take a long walk. You are not a tree. So he was like, okay, mom. And there was a day we were driving and he saw someone smoking, like a student. And I was like, mommy, I hate smoking. I'm like, hate is a strong word. Let's pray for them and tell the Holy Spirit to take control, but not hating. So I mean, I'm able to teach him from the wisdom that I'm getting in the yard. Sometimes I'm like, it's only in the yard that you can get this undiluted wisdom, this undiluted information to help your children, because the world we live in is so different from the world we grew up in. And if you're not armed with knowledge, believe you me, there's so much distraction out there, enough to sweep away your children. So it has really helped us stay grounded. And of course, you can't be in a community like this and you say you want to live. Live to where? That's my question. Live to where? So it's something that has helped. There's something that I like. It has really like helped me. Like sometimes when I'm even feeling down and I go and listen to Coach Wendy, it's as if she's with me and she speaks that particular word. In fact, there was something that she was talking about on Sunday in the masterpiece. She was like, some people with their emotion, someone calls you and you say, me too, I'm going through challenges. And she said, no, you don't need that information. The best you can do is speak to them and go back and sort out yourself, but not splashing that emotion. And that was the way I felt that day when she was speaking about. So she's more like um the like second Holy Spirit to me. I'll use that word. Like she's able to speak to that the peculiarity of what you are facing. What I mean, you can't just be here coach and not transform. There's no way except the devil wants to write the last chapter of the person's life. That's the only way you say, no, I refuse to be in this community. But I mean, if you know that you've got children that are looking up to you and you've got community that needs that impact, you can't but remain in the yard to learn as much, and of course it keeps getting better. Like Coach Wally said, yet inner cycle 2026 is a complete ball game. If you're different, in fact, I'm looking forward to 2026. I just can't wait myself.
Thank you so much, Ma. That was so amazing. Thank you for sharing with us today. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. I'm sure everyone is speaking something because personally I speak a lot. Like you said, now we get gate, now we demand them. And we they walk and if they show.
It's true.
I think that should be my favorite phrase in the inner circle. We they walk and they show because if
It's
you don't
true.
walk, it will not show. You cannot say, oh, it they show. It cannot show. But if you put in the work will definitely show for himself. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. We have Coach in the studio and she'll be joining us soon. So before she
Yeah.
joins us, I want to see the fire emoji while we await her coming, right? Let me see the drum roll before she comes. So, right, we are going to move to the next question, Ma. The next question will be, what will be your top 3 webinars? We already know Inner Circle Parent does it, but let's see if you will give us the benefit of doubt. Let's see if you do it differently. Your top 3 webinars and how they have helped you.
Okay, thank you very much. My our all-time honor as a skill. It's my very first one, and it has really helped me. Like I said, we live in the UK, and this issue of buying of gifts. We think that when you buy gifts, it's as if it's for bribery in quotes. So honor as a skill made me understand that giving gifts is not bribery, and it actually makes the scripture in the Bible. It says, a gift of a man maketh room. In fact, it was giving. It was that's the honor of a skill that opened doors for my son in the school he just left. I was surprised when the head teacher. In fact, the teachers were like, the school I've chosen for him, that if I don't like it, there's another school that they can call the people to put him. So I was like, wow. For a Igbo person to take it as in to carry your matter on their head, you must have done something. In fact, when he was leaving the school, they were like, feel free to always come back, come and see us. It's not common. And that shows that there's something that we did, because every any Christmas we buy gifts, Easter we buy gifts, resumption we buy gifts, and if the thing works like magic. In fact, in his new school, when he was to resume, I got him a bouquet, a flower to give to his teacher. And when I was buying the bouquet, my husband was like, "Ah, this one that you want to start again, this." I said, don't worry, me, I know what I'm doing. Me, I know what I'm doing. And believe me, when he gave the teacher that bouquet, there was this, it actually lighted up her mood. And there was a time I needed to see her. She was very busy, but she squeezed out time to make sure that Enoch's mom, I need to see her. I need to see her and all of that. So that's honor of as a skill has really helped. And I didn't even know that my son was even noticing these things when this Christmas period. So I asked, do we buy gifts for your teacher? He said, yes, we should buy gift for every one of them. There are 4 teachers in his class. So I went and I got gifts, bought for the whole school and all of that. And I'm like, wow. So this thing, he's really saying that buying of gifts is not a thing of face value, but it's because of the honor, the honor that you're showing the teachers, honor people in authority. And honor as a skill has really opened up places that on a normal day I wouldn't have been able to enter. But because of the honor as a skill, that has helped me Another webinar is wife in training. There are two most important things that we don't prepare for in life, and they are the two most important things. One is parenting, the other one is marriage. We don't prepare for these two things, we don't train for them. We just find ourselves there and we are dabbling through. But it's very important that we train for them, and thankful for the inner circle and the marriage seal academy. So the wife in training manual, before now, say, Rina, you don't have sense, so that kind of thing. But when I listen to that wife in training manual, sometimes I thought I'm proud to say, Rina, you are a wife with sense now. You're a wife with sense now. And so it was after that webinar, our coach talked about ministry of women, that so sometimes we don't even know the power we carry as women. And she was really able to break it down for you to see that, look, we are not ordinary. Like when you see a successful man, it's not because there's a woman beside him doing the work. So I'm like, okay. So it even gave me that power to say that for my husband to be more successful, there's something that I need to do myself. And of course, if your husband is successful, it rubs off on every other person. So the wife in training manual is another webinar for me. And the 10 gates of parenting, like I said, the school gates, na me get that gate anytime, any day. Na me they run now. Then the friendship gates, I'm always so big on who are your friends. Show me your friends. I want to see them. Then the electronic gates. In fact, the 10 gates are just all of it. The dating gates. There was actually something that happened one day. He actually had a crush. My son had a crush on. No, someone had a crush on my son. And she wrote a letter, love notes. I think they were 6 years there. She wrote a love note. So I was not like, which one is this one again at primary one? What are we year one? What are we doing here? So I just felt okay, normal thing. But when the letter continued, I had to go and tell the teacher, like, look, I don't know what time this girl has got to write this love note, but it's not making sense again. So that fizzled out until one particular day we went to the playground. And the girl in question, in fact, I've never seen this boldness before in my life. The girl in question came to meet me and she was like, Enoch's mom, Enoch is my boyfriend. So I was like, what's going on here? So, and that day I was like, no, he's not. Because that was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, what kind of audacity is this one? So I was like, no, he's not. You are here to read. She now said, no, he's my boyfriend. I was like, no, he's not. So we're now having that altercation of, no, he's not, and not. So I just felt, you're bigger than this girl. Let her just go her own way. So, but when my son was playing at the playground and she came again, she was waiting for him in the bush so they can come and do hide and seek. When he's at the playground, that he's not coming. So I went to meet her and I was like, do you know the meaning of what you said, boyfriend? She said yes. When two lovers love themselves, I was like, oh, this girl really knows what she's saying. And all of, but I was like, but you're in school to read, you don't need it. And she said, I don't care about school. This girl was 6 years of age. So it now made me understand that, look, there's war to fight. You can't just do this parenting anyhow. So when we left the park, I knew that this fight was not even my son's fight because she was very fierce. She was very bold. So I knew that I needed to empower my son. I needed to empower him. And I told him the story of Samson in the Bible. I said, look, as powerful as Samson was in the Bible, it was a woman that brought him down. And he was like, really? I told him the story of Joseph to them, how Joseph flee. And so there was a particular disco party they had in school, and he was like, Mommy, told me that I should dance with her. And Mommy, do you know what I did? I flee. I was like, wow, parenthood is proud of you. I don't know. So I knew that's dating plan gates, dating gates is a big deal because of course whoever your child marries is a big deal to you too, especially in this part that you're mixed with Caucasians and so it's something that I know that I've started teaching him, like, look, God will help you to choose the right person, but it's something that you also need to look carefully. Because the other day said, Mommy, I'm going to give birth to 10 children. I was like, wait till that time. But we need to even know the person that we want to even get married to. So the 10 gates of parenting has really like, is one of those webinars that blessed me, that opened my eyes to see that, look, as a parent, you know when to open the gates, you know when to shut the gates. Of recent, he belongs to this Boy Scout academy, and they put up a sleepover. We had bought everything, but something in my spirit just kicked in. Like, I feel it was too early to open that gate. So I called the coordinator and I told him that, look, he might not be coming again because the other day they put them on the screen, and the film he watched, my son complained that he didn't like the film that they watched, that it was so scary, swear word. So I made the coordinator understand that, look, the film that he was exposed to, he complained bitterly, and you already told me that there was going to be a film show, because I told the coordinator that I need to see an itinerary of what's going to be going on at the sleepover. So he showed me everything, included the menu for the day. And at first, I felt okay until when I told my son that there's going to be a film show, and he said he was not going. So I told the coordinator that Enoch said he's not even going, that because of the film show. And he said, okay, if that's what he wants. Because, I mean, to me, I'm thankful that I'm even able to teach my child. So even when I'm even relaxed, he keeps me on my toes. So it was when he told me he wasn't going, and it now clicked on me inside of me that, look, I think we are opening this gate too early. We just joined them in September. So having to now send him for a sleepover, do you really trust the system? Do you trust the process? And all. So I told myself that no, he wasn't going, and that was an error on my part, that I was going to open that gate so soon. So I'm thankful for that webinar, 10 Gates of Parenting. And those three: honor as a skill, wife in training, and 10 Gates of Parenting.
Thank you, ma. At least Mrs. Reina kept to three webinars. Thank you so much, ma. That was so wonderful and beautiful. Did you hear the part where she said 6 years old? I am so sure that if she was not in the inner circle, the African parents in the African vibe in her would have been like, you say what? Hey, she would have rained fire and brimstone. But inner circle gives you that structure. It gives you the system. It gives you the guts and the audacity to know what to do part time. Well done, ma. That was so wonderful. Like someone said in the comment section, parenthood is proud of you. You have done a wonderful job in this. You see, when you parent intentionally, it will show. You don't need to do too much. You just need to be intentional in your parenting. You just need to implement what you are learning. You will definitely see the results. Thank you so much, man. That was such a wonderful journey. I mean, for your son at that age to be able to say, no, I am not going, means he knows right from wrong. And it is not you telling him, don't go. It is him with his mouth saying, I don't want to know. That means you've really done something right. That means you've put in the right structure and system. Well done, ma. That is so beautiful. And this shows that you have actually implemented. It's one thing to join the system, it's another thing to implement. You can be in the system and you still keep on ranting and shouting, oh, it's not working. That's because, are you doing the tools? Are you following the webinars? Are you implementing? Are you checking yourself part time? Are you listening? Are you following up? It's not even about listening. Are you putting in the work? It is when you put in the work, it will show. That was wonderful, ma. Thank you so much for sharing with us. She shared honor as a skill. She talked about gifting. You know, one thing coach always says is, you do not come before a king empty-handed. And I took that down. You do not come before a king empty-handed. And one thing coach will also say is that you honor everybody. You don't just honor only people that are, you honor everybody. Gift will open doors to you. Gift is one way you can open a man's heart. And I feel like the African mentality is, oh, when you are gifting somebody, you are trying to bribe. No. When you gift, there are things that your words cannot do. There are things that even connections cannot, there are doors connections cannot open for you. But you see gifts, it will open doors for you. And we can already see it, how evident it was in our journey. How gifting her school teachers gave room for time that even the teacher could actually squeeze out time for her. How she was able to man the school gates. Now we get gates, now we demand them. She was able to set in structures. She was able to say, okay, no, despite it is happening in the school, she was able to go and say, okay, I do not want this for my son. And that is you manning your gates. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing that with us. That has been such a wonderful journey. Our top three webinars were Honor as a Skill, Wife in Training, and 10 Gates of Parenting. Those webinars are powerful. And I'm so happy that you were able to follow through and implement them in your journey. Thank you so much, ma. Next, we'd like to know what are your three top books in the inner circle?
For me, I would say connect to correct. Oh no. I mean, it's very quick to correct. Like we just have this do it like this, don't do it like this, and all of that. But of course, especially when you're parenting a strong willed child, they are always battle ready. They are always battle ready. So you need that connection. You need that connection, and that has really helped me with my son, even with my husband. Sometimes if I want him to do something, I don't even fight again. No, no, I don't. I will find a way of connecting with him. I don't know. So it has really helped. The Connect to Correct book, like knowing when to present your case, even for children. I mean, sometimes we just feel because they are children, we can lord over them, we can speak to them anytime, anywhere, however, wherever, and all that. But you find out that you are actually showing them that okay, it's okay for you to speak to people anyhow and carelessly. So I've learned how to connect with my son. If I want him to do something, like if he's playing his toys and I want him to go to bed, I'll tell him, when it's 5 minutes to this time, pack up your toys. As in, you don't just say, "Oh yeah, pack it up. It's bedtime, it's bedtime." And of course, for a strong Richard, no, that one you are saying, you are just saying your own. So it has helped me connect with him, and it does magic, especially that giving, as in, carry them along. That's what coach will always say, carry them along. So I'm able to tell him, okay, in 10 minutes, when that long gun is on this, pack your potato. And anytime he does it, I make him, as I blow his trumpet, like, do you know what you've just done? You've just done self-discipline. You've just self-led yourself, things like that. And it's only in the yard that you hear and see all those things. Like, I mean, the way we were parented, I don't know. It's just a military. Just as I'm saying it, be doing it. That's my language of what my mom would say. As I'm saying it, be doing it. Whether it's right or wrong, shall be doing it. I don't know that. So, but I've been able to connect with him and correct and pass the correction that I want him to do with no fights. In fact, sometimes I see the way, of course, for my husband, he's still coming. He's not there yet, but he's better. So when he's asking him to do something and they are struggling, I'm here, getting, and so when I just come, I'll be like, Enoch, you know what you do when it's 10 minutes? Just pack your toys, as in calmly. And coach will always say, "Oh, that place of calm voice, it does magic. It does magic because the brain will always defend itself. So when you come with that fire and brimstone, the brain shuts down. Even when what you are saying you mean well, but the brain will always defend itself, and they are like, no, I'm not doing it. So with that calm voice, with structure, I've been able to connect with him, and it's been an amazing journey. Another book is Why You Act the Way You Do. That was another book I found very so interesting. So because of the volume, I was not very serious with it. But the but the little that I read, I was able to find out his own personality, my own personality, my husband's personality. I'm choleric and my husband is melancholy. And of course, we had that personality clash for the longest of time. For the longest of time. I mean, if melancholic persons, they want things done in a certain way, being perfect. So sorry. So it has actually, that's the book was able to help me connect with my husband nicely. So sorry. Yes. Say hello. Bye.
Hello.
Yeah. I love you. God bless you. Have a blessed day. I'm sorry about that. is going to school. So that really helped me in my marriage with my husband being a melancholy, and my son is half choleric, half melancholy too. So it helped me. That's why you act the way you do, and raising the boy, you don't need to bail out. This book, it was a particular book that I saw what can happen when you bail out a boy. Because we are three children of my parents, two boys and a girl, which is me. So I saw what bailout could do. I saw what bailout could do, and I saw what not bailing out can do. So that book really helped me. The book really helped me. Raising the boy, you don't need to bail out. That helped me too. So those are the three books. I'll stop there. I mean, of course, there are lots of, but because I'm a woman under authority, let's leave the three books like that.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. She mentioned raising the boy with sense, and she also mentioned connect correct. You see this book, I don't think, maybe let's say a very, very little percentage of persons have come here and not mentioned connect to correct. If you are looking for a book to get started with in your parenting, start with this. Connect correct. Because it will transform you. Every book if you don't know where to start from, start with reading books. We already heard how from beginning she felt like, oh, I'm done with school, I will not read again. But look at her today, reading books. She said, I think you said you have about 3 libraries or so in your home.
Yes.
That's what the inner circle teaches you. Some people come into the inner circle and say, oh, will I still buy books? Yes, ma. Yes, sir. You will buy books. You will read, because you have to keep growing. You have to keep becoming, because it is in your becoming that your children become. It is not for your children. You're not buying books for your children alone. As you're buying for your children, you're also buying for yourself. Yes, we have our wonderful coach, Mama Cathedral. VC, we honor you, man. Let's get the fire in the comment section. If you're excited to see Coach Wendy, let me see you. Drum roll. Let me see the fire emoji in the comment section. Welcome, ma. We honor you, ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, Oiza. I'm enjoyed. I think I really enjoy being at the backstage. It's so this how beautiful it looks. I love it. Go on, Oiza, please.
Good
Yeah.
morning, Coach
Thank
Wendy.
you
Good to see
Thank you,
you.
Reina. Well done. Oiza, please go on until you're done.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for the honor. So, as I was saying, she's mentioned connect to correct. She also mentioned raising the boy, you don't need to bail out. One mistakes we are doing these days, many people do, is they keep on bailing out their sons. And that is a very big error. But if you read this book, you get the tools, you get the structure you need to set in place. And you don't need to bail out your children. You just need to put the right structure in place. We can already see from our journey, that was such a wonderful and beautiful journey. How a strong-willed child now is able to say, no, I am not going for that movie because the title of the movie is wicked. Now, this is not her telling the son that, oh, don't go for that movie. The title is bad. It is the son saying it by himself that, oh, that movie, I do not want to go because of the title of the movie. Can you boast of that? Trust me, you can only boast of that kind of result when you are in the inner circle. This is why you need to get yourself in the system. And not just getting yourself in the system, implement, get yourself immersed, get yourself soaked in, let everything sink in, and be ready to put in the work. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing your journey is so beautiful. And like someone said in the comment section, and I'm going to say it again, parenthood is so proud of you. Hold on, Ma, keep on implementing, keep on putting in the work. This is going to be, next year is going to be your 5th year in the yard, and we hope to
Oh,
keep on
yes.
seeing you new.
Okay.
Yes, and I believe you're inspiring those people that are still thinking, should I go? Some people are still one leg in, one leg out. I'm sure you can hear it for yourself. You shouldn't, I don't know if you still need anybody to cajole you. Oh, don't go. Oh, stay. It's left for you. If you want to go, you go. Who lose? Now you lose. If you want to stay, you're also doing yourself a favor. Like we made example of the onion. If you peel the first bag and you drop it, and after a while you will come back, you will start from beginning again. But when you keep on peeling, you get until you get the valuable parts. So you don't want to run, don't leave. Stay here and get yourself immersed. And like I said, if you come here alone, you're only doing 50% of the work. But when you bring other people, that is when you get full results. Because as you are getting transformed, people around you are also getting transformed. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us. What would you have to say to those people that are still one leg in, one leg out, or some people that are thinking, oh, it's overwhelming. They say we will read. Some people, their turn off is the reading of books. Oh. That is their turn off. Some people came here ready, came here energized, like, oh, I'm ready to follow whatever they say. Sure, it's just to listen and do the work. But you now heard read book. Me that I say even signboard, I will not read again. I cannot read book. What do you have to tell those people that are still thinking, should I join? Should I not join? And I've done 1 year, maybe I should not go. And what do you have to say to those people, man?
Okay, two things for the people that are in the inner circle and now like thinking, okay, the 1 year was quite overwhelming challenge. I've got people like that in my close friends, and they were like, it was quite overwhelming and all. I said it's always like that until you're able to build that structure, like to help you throttle through the yard. If you come in the yard and you say you are leaving, you've just undone yourself. Let me use that English because you are really not there. Especially for the first 1 year. For the first 1 year, I was still finding myself. I have my journal to tell you, it was so scanty. And the second year, I picked up the third year, and it keeps getting better. So for the people who are already in the yard and they're like, I'm tired, I won't continue. In fact, there was a particular person, I was like a haunting spirit to her until she said, okay, I'm going to pay. So when she paid, I was like, wow, I was really excited for her. Like, thank you. Your future self will be proud of you for coming again. And I think two other people that I made sure that even with the discouraging news, there have been stories they said, like, keep at it. I've been here for 4 years. It's me that know where the shoe is pinching me. And of course, the children you are raising, they won't stop to grow. So whether you leave the yard or not, your children are still growing. So the best help you can do for yourself is to remain and help your children, especially the world we live in. I mean, the struggle is real. The distractions are real, very real. And from a very young age, in fact, there's a story I heard of a 5-year-old vaping. Imagine that, a 5-year-old. So I'm like, and these are the same children that your own children will associate with. And influence is a must, like what you say, influence is a must. So if you as a parent don't even are not even willing to sacrifice what you need to sacrifice to help your children, so how are you going to help your children to even navigate these things, except you want to raise children that at your old age you are having to cry and sorrow over? God forbid anybody does that. Because even the Bible says, my children shall gladden my heart, something like that. So if you have that scripture at the back of your mind to say, my child shall gladden my heart, then you should be willing to do everything. Like I tell people, like in Coach Kule's words, there's always something to sacrifice. The question will be, what are you sacrificing? At the moment, I work part-time. It's not like I can't do a full-time job, but I'm like, I'm willing to sacrifice the money. Because I know that at the later on, if I want to work 24/7, self is available. But at this time that I have a young child, I need to put in the work. I need to help him. Like sometimes he doesn't do after school on the days I don't go to work. And when I go pick, he'll be like, Mommy, I want to be an after school. I'm like, no, I want to bond with you. I want to play with you. And all of it. So I've had to sacrifice that for him and all of that. And I'm happy doing it. In fact, sometimes on Saturday, our Saturdays are so busy because we go from one club to another to make sure that, look, he needs to also excel in what he's doing and all of it. So it's a sacrifice we are happily doing. We're happily doing it. And of course, for every yada, it just makes sense to continue in the yard. It just makes sense to continue because if you live at whatever stage you want to live, the vision speaks at the end. It doesn't speak at the beginning. It does. Imagine the first year I joined the yard. If I had left, I wouldn't have had this manning of gates because I think it was at the third year Coach talked about Nami get Nami the manner. So it just keeps getting better. So I will encourage everybody that feels like it's over. Yes, it is. But if you're able to structure your time, and of course, it's almost impossible to do 100% a year. But even the little you can do, excuse me, you will always see the difference. So just please and please, if it's money, God will provide. I will encourage everyone to remain in the yard. And for those that are still doubting or guessing, should I come? Should I not come? The thing is, parenting is a learned skill. It's not something that you can do. I've made my own mistakes not being in the yard. And something like in our church, we had lots of people giving birth to newborns this year. And the first thing I would tell them, like, look, I don't want people to learn from my own mistake because some of the things that went wrong, I'm still undoing it till now. He's 7 years. So I'm still undoing it till now. And how much more if you have a young child? I tell them the best time you can start and join the yard is when your baby is still a baby or when you're still pregnant. That's the best time. So I always encourage people that, especially with newborns, don't even debate it. Just join the inner circle. You don't even need someone to beg. In fact, this year alone, I think I spoke to like 3, 4 people, and I'm actually on their case. Two have joined. One said she would join, and all. I'm actually on the case because the thing is, there's so much bad fruit out there. You don't want your children to be among it. So, and it's the work you do. It's the work you do. It's not a guesswork. There's no God will parent. Sometimes God, I'm sure God sometimes is in heaven and just smiling at some people when they say God will parent. God doesn't, like what you say, God doesn't parent children. And it's true. Even his own son, Jesus Christ, he was born through an earthly parent. So the work of parenting is for human, it's not for God. God will only protect that child. And sometimes that's why if my son goes to school, at work I just say a word of prayer because I'm not there. So that protection part is for God. But that one that how to speak to your friend, how to choose your friend, it's my own duty to do to help him. So and of course, if you don't know these things, like what Coach Ryan is saying, what you don't know is bigger than you. What you don't know is bigger than you. So you and it's in when you find yourself in communities like this that you know. There was a particular friend of mine when I asked her to join there. She was like, I beg, I know fit and all of that. So she went to join a community on Facebook, and later she was telling me that imagine the community she joined in Facebook that they were like, it's okay to masturbate as children. So I'm like, I mean, that is what the word will tell you. So it's when you are in a structured place like that, you're able to hear the undiluted truth because there's so many information out there. And if you're not careful, you would think that is the real information, but it just takes a community like this to help you, to teach you from the scripture. Like there's something Coach does. She backs all her teachings with the scripture, and of course, this scripture is the word of God. I'm a believer. So some of the things she says, she brings it like this is not me speaking. This is the Bible. And if you don't trust the Bible, then you can't call yourself a Christian. So being in the yard just helps your parenting. And I must say this, even for your own life as a person. I was someone that, especially this issue of emotion. When you send me an email like this, I send it back. I could send my response, but I was able to learn in the year that sometimes some response are not sent by text. Some you need to call. Some you need to do a video call if you can't call them. It was in the year that I learned that some you even need to don't even give response. So you just need such system to help you to guide you through life because there's so much to contend with, and like Coach you say, it's only being in a community like that you see your blind spots. Everybody has got blind spots, everybody. So it's in a community like this that you're able to see your blind spots, you're able to help yourself, you're able to get better. And the day you stop learning, you start dying. Like I always tell myself, the day you stop learning, you start dying. So we'll be like, really, Mom? I said, yes, leaders. So it's in the, yeah, as in he sees me. In fact, the day we saw Coach Wendy in the UK. So I was like, who is this? And he said, this is Coach Wendy. She has a brother, Coach Chukwuemeka. And he was, as if he knows that his mom is in all manner of academy. And and I know that I'm sowing a seed to know that, to tell him that, look, you don't stop learning. He saw Coach Ebuka for the first time, and I was happy the way he was able to hold a conversation with Coach Ebuka. I was wild, like he wasn't timid. He was really having that conversation. I was really glad. So it's something that I'm happy to tell everybody, anybody that cares to hear, that you need to find yourself in the inner circle. If it's about the money, God will provide. But money shouldn't even be an excuse. This year alone, I was able to financially pay for some certain amount of people, and I was happy doing that. A friend of mine was like, she was going to, I was like, no, once a yada, always a yada. Don't worry, this money we will sort it. So we will sort it. We will pay. You will remain here. So it's something that I'm happy and always wanting to make sure that everyone stays in the yard. As long as you have tasted this water, please remain here. And if you are yet to taste the water, please come and see that the Lord is good. That's where I'll stop.
Thank you so much, ma. That is so wonderful. Like we always say in the inner circle, parent the child you have, not the one you wish to have. And one thing coach said yesterday was that she said, perfection is a journey, it's not a state. So that child of yours is God's perfect gift to you. So when you come into the inner circle the first year and you feel like, oh, I'm doing all of that, everything is tiring, I don't think I can continue because it's so hard. See, you are moving to perfection. You are still in a perfect journey. It is a journey, it is not a state. It does not happen one day. It is in your continuous becoming that things get transformed. This is why you need to get yourself immersed. You've already heard it from the horse's mouth. Inner circle is in 4 days, and I don't know what you're still doing outside the yard. And for you that you are in, like she said, you've tested the water and you want to go elsewhere. I really don't know how else we need to speak the English to you, but I do believe that you've learned something today and you have something that has transformed. You have something that has touched you today. I believe you've been taking down notes because I have been doing that. Remember, we came here with 3 major things, and the number one is our journal and our pen. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing with us today. Lastly, I would like to know, in one word, in just one word, what is inner circle to you?
I call the inner circle the tree of my tree of life. My tree of life. And I literally see a tree and I see branches. I see branches. I see Coach Coach Kunle, Coach Chukwuemeka, Coach Ebuka, Auntie Etima, like all things put together, as it has been like a journey of transformation. I can tell I've been transformed. I've really been transformed. And in fact, one of these there was something that coach said one day. She was talking about bra. She was talking about bra. I don't know if coach remember this bra. She was like, that black bra was. I mean, in fact, that was my first time. It's not like I mean, of course, I was repeating bra before. I'm all apologetic to say it. But what could say is you think because it's an inner wear, so you don't need to wash it, or you don't need to, you should repeat it. So it was from Coach Mouth, I got to know that, look, it's one bra per day. Not all of that. So of course, it takes someone who is that knowledgeable, who is close to you, to even say that. It's not everybody that would say such a thing. So she said it randomly, but the people that collected. Me, I collected my own. And I took dressing. I took dressing. So, so that's it. The inner circle has been all shades of all sorts to me. And I'm so blessed to be in this community. And I thank Coach Wendy and the team.
Thank you so much, ma. Like she said the inner circle is the tree of life. Let me just add to that. The inner circle is a place of collecting. If you come, you shall definitely collect your own. You see your that bad boat, you will collect it softly. And if you collect it, you will swallow it and you will be all right. So as you're coming, get ready to collect. Inner circle is in 4 days. And inner circle is in 4 days. And we have 2 more MIPK to go. is excited. If you're excited, let me see it in the comment section. It has been such a wonderful journey. We've all been transformed, we've learned, we've unlearned, and we've relearned. Thank you so much, Coach Wendy, for this great platform where you've created the opportunity for people to come and get transformed, for people to come and get blessed. We've had different stories from different people. Some people say inner circle is the place of Rema. Some people say inner circle is the place of answered prayer. Our guest, Mrs. Reina, says inner circle is a tree of life. Do you know what a tree of life means? Tree of
Mm.
life. She did not say tree of parenting, no. Tree of life. Because the inner circle does not just transform your parenting, it transforms you totally as a person. And right about now, I am going to give floor to our wonderful bishop, to our wonderful Mama Cathedral, the VC of the inner circle. Thank you so much, ma, for this great opportunity. As you already know, I am the TIB my girl, Izansi, the one and only energy queen. Remember, tomorrow we're also coming here with our energy abada. Don't forget our 3 major materials. Our wonderful coach, you have the floor, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you so much, Oiza. And it's so good to actually be at the other side and learn. I love to learn. I love to listen to people teach. And it's so amazing that I'm privileged to have to raise people who I can listen to. Such a wonderful thing to do. And I feel so proud of myself. As in, I'm telling myself, like, come on now. I remember the first day I walked into the office, and then she said to me, I said something, she said, sorry, ma. I said, that's the last thing you say to me. Don't ever apologize. I'm sure she looked at me like, what is wrong with her? I said, you don't apologize here. Raise your head up. If I say something, respond confidently. These are the people that I want to raise. I'm so proud to see you here today, Trotlin, and it's so amazing to actually hear Oiza, share. And I just enjoy listening to her. It's interesting. All right. Thank you so much for hosting, co-hosting with Ife Sinachi on MIPJ this year. And it just shows me that we built a team here, and I'm really grateful. Thank you again to Reina. Reina is and I just call her Miss Reina. So Reina, is a yada true and true. You know the people that you say is a yada true and true, yeah? A yada true and true, and a masterpiece woman. Drum roll. If you're not a man, somebody send me a chat and say, who are masterpiece women? I said, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Yes, masterpiece women, we doing. We come with a lot of doing, shining out the light. Yes.
Oh,
And somebody
yes.
said, you guys make a lot of noise. I said, no, you ain't seen no noise. By February 2026, somewhere on our retreat in the UK, we shut down the internet on your behalf. So get ready to be. We don't do small things. All righty. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you. I love you. I honor you, Reina. Thank you for giving
Thank
your
you, ma.
time. Yesterday, when Reina was sharing about the son, and talking about how she was able to get into the school system and able to actually be a gate man on that school gate. I hear that a lot. When people come to me and they say, oh, we live abroad. Oh, we can't do anything. They lie to you. They lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. You can man any gate anywhere. We were in the US this year, and during the TIP summit, I was sharing about, how we should get into schools and be able to regulate and all of that. Somebody said, this is abroad, and you go to the abroad, you don't even study anything. You just go there, you just get carried away and just think, oh, we're abroad. I told the person, I said, I know more than you about this system, more than you that live here. He was looking at me. And then somebody stood up and said, Coach is correct. You can get into this system and you can actually man the systems. But the reason we are not able to is because we don't have the knowledge to back us up. So we how, when we do that. So knowledge is always the differentiating factor. Reina, we need to let you go, right?
Oh,
So
no,
yes.
I was going to add to what you just said, Coach. This
Okay,
issue
go
of
ahead.
people living in diaspora and you actually like relegate yourself. I see it over and over again. In fact, I'm thankful
Yeah.
for the inner circle for the boldness I got. There are places
Mm.
we enter, we are like the only blacks there. We are like the only blacks. In fact, last month they had their veteran parade, and we were in the full parade, like army, military, just name it. They were all there. They had the full squad parade in remembrance of the veteran that has passed on. Coach Wendy, we were the only black, myself and my son. And I'm like, wow. And it was a Sunday. It's not like it was a working day. So I'm like, I'm grateful that coach was able to make me understand that, look, you can't be in a place and you shrink, you hide yourself. I mean,
Mm.
sometimes I completely forget I'm black, because I find myself like I'm in their faces, and I'm sure sometimes
Uh,
they'll be like, "Ah, this black African." I'm always there.
mm.
There was a time when my son was learning karate. We were the only black children. He was the only black child there. When he's in Boy Scout now, he's the only black person. I don't know. So I'm like,
You
what's
are,
going?
you are even
Everybody.
you are even going too far. So me, that is a tourist. I love to travel a lot. But every time we get into a core tourist distance, right? You're getting into a museum, you're getting into a place where you want to see. We are usually the only back in that system. That's for me, that is a tourist, right? So black people do not think that is necessary to learn. We want to buy clothes. Let me say this. New Year's, get ready. You see that Christmas clothes? Forget about it. It ain't happening. Just get ready to actually color yourself with things that will make you. Somebody sent a chat, I think in one of the cohorts yesterday, and said, "Oh, so we now paid one for, so we now still buy book." I had a good laugh reading it. And I said in my mind, no, you will not only buy books for inner circle, you will buy materials to help your children. You will buy even books for your children. You're not buying it for me. Are you going to buy the book and dash it to me? Are you going to buy the book and put it in my head? The differentiating factor is what we know. And the reason we're not able to take territories is because of what you don't know. The problem is not the territory. The problem is our lack of knowledge. So we get into systems, you even get into black systems. I was in South Africa 2 years ago, and I was in Robben Island. The whole of tourism that happened on that day in Robben Island, my children and my husband and I were the only black people. That's in South Africa, in Cape Town. It's interesting to note that we think that when people go to learn, they are wasting their money. Somebody said to me, "You paid how much to go and visit?" I think it was one of those, palaces somewhere in the world. And I said, "Yes, I needed to know how things work in that part of the world." And the person said, "I would never do it. What happened to Gucci shop?" I said, "That's why you're where you are. That's why you're where you are." No, but that's the truth. That's why you're where you are. So if you are coming into the inner circle, we raise people that think differently. So that must I buy book? Hey, you must buy book. It's not must I, it's not a question. You will buy the book and you will read it. We will force you to read it. That's part of the training in the inner circle. You will be trained to read. You will be trained to budget for books the way you budget for your DSTV. Anyways, when you get into the yard, you choose between DSTV and books. Most times, people choose their books and cut off DSTV. Most times, people cut their hair and choose until they can get their finances together. If you need to struggle between books and clothes, buy books, wear one clothes. Yes, I said it. I said it. That's what will make you and buy you thousands of clothes in the next time, in the nearest future. That Christmas clothes, convert it. There's no tailor that is going to collect from you less than 50K right now to actually sew a cloth. And then you buy the clothes 50K again. And then you now put it to tailor. All the hassles. Your 140K is done. Pay it. Pay it. Leave Christmas clothes. You will wear it, post it on Instagram, and nothing will change in your life. How do you wear 1 million naira wig on a head that cannot produce 100,000? How? And you are not, and you are not disturbed, and you actually really save money, and then you buy it, and then you wear it. Convert that money to what we put sense in the head. Sense care before self-care. And if you can care for your sense, it will make all of the difference. Your children don't need more than three trousers. My son didn't need more than three trousers at the time. Three shoes, three trousers, four t-shirts. That's how we buy it. He didn't need it. And the moment that happened, we convert all the other monies to other things. Somebody was, telling me, somebody in my children's school, a parent, and say, how is it that your son does mathematics so confidently for the math? My son says, if you don't do mathematics, that you'll be dull, according to him. And I'm looking at my son, you'll be dull if you don't do mathematics. I'm like, wow, wow, woo. And he said, oh, he can do a 90%, a 99% celebrated. And I said, it is work. It is work. We converted clothes, converted all the things that you think, all that designer clothes, raise designer children, leave designer bag. At the end of the day, you have many designer bags to wear. That's the truth. That's the truth. So all these, must I, will I, hey, is it compulsory? Nobody should come in the yard to ask that question. It's prohibited to ask the question whether you will read. Is it compulsory? We will throw you out with your money. And I'm saying it sternly. As you come in, come with a lot of humility, abada, on the floor, flowing. If you're going to do this journey, then you will do it well. So, yes, budget money to buy books. Do you know that is an error that you are raising a child and you do not know as much? Do you know that research shows that an 8-year-old of today is equal to what they are exposed to in knowledge, is equal to a 30-year-old of our time? Are you joking? A 30-year-old. Do you know the difference? That's the kind of knowledge they are exposed to. Knowledge that can run your belly. You know, the kind of information you're exposed to that can destroy you. And then that's what your children are exposed to. And then you are asking whether you should learn or you should not learn. That's a conversation that shouldn't even come into the radar. Shouldn't. And that's why in the inner circle we have said, as we're doing this year thing, that we are not going to get our children to marry just anybody. We're going to be selfish about the way we're doing things. I've told my children, I said, you can't wake up, you can't choose spouses on the street. If please let down me is not here. It doesn't exist. We don't fall in love here. We don't. I know that some of the things I say, hit you in a way that you do not understand it, but come to the yard. But trust me, the yard is one of the sweetest places to be. You will collect, and then you'll be all right. The collection is on a daily basis. You will collect, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Everybody collects. One of those is my husband said to me, oh, this is straight bullet inside voice note. This one is straight bullet to me, ma. I said, sorry, sir. Just collect it and just you'll be all right. You will be very all right. And you'll be fine. And you will have your destiny. Have your destiny to thank for your destiny. Because one of the problems we're having in this nation today, I'm upset. In the last 7 days, I've been upset. I've been upset because we're people that see that something is wrong. And yet, we walk around like nothing is wrong.
Nothing is wrong.
I don't want to get into that because it actually gets me. I've been biting. If you just touch me, I bite you straight. I've been very angry. It's annoying. How are we walking like, it's just all right? We can't see that the people were raised in the mess. We can't say it. We can't say it. And we're sleeping well. If you are sleeping well, the Bible says, woe unto them that are at ease in Zion. You are at ease. You are at ease. We are at war, you are at ease. Our children are going on a daily basis, you are at ease. Things that in your face, and you think that it's all right. I stop here. Get into the inner circle, stay out. Let me tell this last story, before I end up. A particular person said to me many years ago, oh no, my children don't really need to do a lot of these things. They don't need all of that, blah, blah, blah. The worst person to advise is the parents who think they know what they are doing. I posted it yesterday. Any parents, they don't advise them. There's no, but in 2 years or less, they will come back with both testimony and trembling, both of it together. And then they'll say, hey, help me. Hey, this parent is back, shouting, hey, my son, hey. You see all those things? It will happen. It's not the cost. Exposure is compulsory. Influence is compulsory.
Compulsory.
And this is something that will make you allow yourself to be made. That's the only way. Allow yourself to be made. This is a making ground. This is a place that will change everything about you. And if you're going to get into the yard, your year one, like Reina said, your year one is one of those places that you're going to it will ruffle you. I won't even lie to you. Inner circle will ruffle you. Somebody sent me a message this morning, just this morning, and she said when she got into the inner circle, you know, and it says one of the best things that happened to me. My first year was tough because I fought everything. You will fight everything. Anything you hear, you fight it. Every single webinar, every class tore me up in different layers. But she said something. She said, I decided to be back because I knew that this, even though I didn't like what I was hearing, but I knew it was the truth. And I settled it and I discovered myself. He said, that was the best decision I'd ever made. I'm reading directly from this person's testimony. I have the right to do that. He said, Coach, I've moved from listless stay at home mom to someone that can now stand up in different communities I belong to speak and make sense. I just completed my first year of PhD program with one of the best results, and I'm setting up my farm from a nobody. And I'm setting up my farm. So my greatest win this year is that my husband can testify that I'm now more knowledgeable and more audacious, and I'm becoming. He said, tells everyone around me how amazing it is. So I want my testimony to be so loud. And she said, thank you, coach. I bless the day I came across your Instagram page. Thank you for sharpening my life. This year, I'm no longer a backyarder, I'm in the front. It will tear you up, but stay until it it removes the layers. It will tear you up because you're not used to it. The structure will tear you up because you're not used to it. The discipline in the inner circle will tear you up because you're not used to it. The discipline is something else, and you will need to learn it. What you know is not what it is there is. I look forward to hosting you on the 1st of December. I don't know whether 1st of December is a survivor. I don't know how many people will survive that webinar, but I'm sure. Ah, I am sure that on the induction day,
We'll
that,
just it.
that, that
We'll just
you
it.
will come, please come with your avatar, and then don't forget that our last webinar for the year is actually tomorrow. I can't wait to have our last webinar for 2025. Don't forget to come with your yellow blanket and red trimmet. Over to you, Isa. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Ma. It was such a great honor. I am so elated to have listened to you. Every word from Coach is Rema. I'm sure that even if you've not picked anything at all, this past few minutes, you've gotten something down. You've jotted something down. Thank you so much, Ma, for having us. Thank you, Coach Wendy. I honor you. I love you. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. Thank you so much, Mrs. Reina Adebari. It was such a very energetic, interesting, and a Wawusha's wild journey. Thank you so much. We really
Thank you.
appreciate you. We're going to let you go now.
Can
Thank you so
I
much.
can I just say my last words, please?
Okay, ma. Yes, ma.
Yes. This is just to every parent on this call. It's just an admonition for us to learn and get wisdom. So we move away from the place of parenting from our wounds to parenting with wisdom. A lot of times we don't even know that we parent from our wounds. And it's only when you see that light, you see the light in the inner circle, that you're able to parent from a place of wisdom. This is me talking my own story. So please, let's just come down from that table of I know what to do, nobody can tell me what to do. That's you still talking from a place of wound. So let's come on board, please, so we can grow a wholesome children fit for the master use. That's my last word.
Thank you
Thank
so much. Thank you so much, Ma. We are really grateful. We are really inspired. We are energized. Thank you. Your journey was so palpable. I am particularly excited. I was particularly transformed with your journey today. Thank you so much. Do have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your day, Ma. We hope to see you in the yard on the 1st of December. Thank you so much, my wonderful audience. I hope you are still here with your energy, Abada, and your journal, and someone that you invited. Thank you so much for doing this with us today. We are particularly excited. Today's journey was so transforming. If you know and you picked something today, let me see it in the comment section. Because personally, for me, one page has filled up for me in my own journal. As I am speaking, I am also learning. Because you don't just come to MIBJ and feel like, oh, I just want to watch. No, you're not just here to listen to people's story. No, we're not here to entertain you. We're here to get you transformed. And I believe you've learned something today. I believe you've taken something. Like we said, if you are coming to the yard, come ready to collect, because the inner circle is a place of collecting. You will collect your own, you will swallow it, and you will be all right. Are you ready for 1st December? Inner Circle 2026 is in just 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, and voila, we'll be in the yard. I'm sure the incoming yarders are they are just, oh, I can't wait. If you know you are here and you're an incoming yarder and you are ready for 1st December, let me see it in the comment section, because 1st December promises to be a blast. Yes, you heard that right. It promises to be a blast. There's so much to unpack. I don't even know. This time around, I will advise you, if you are coming for 1st December, you might want to just maybe drop your energy about that small and come with humility about that, because there will be a lot to collect. You'll be collecting from left, right, and center. But guess what? You'll be all right. You will swallow it and you'll be all right. MIPJ ends in 2 days. And if you know you've been coming to MIPJ alone, this is the time you want to bring someone, because it is never too late. You still have 2 days to get someone, to be a savior to someone. Bring someone tomorrow, bring someone next tomorrow, and get transformed. Bring someone into the yard. Like I said, you do not want to be in the yard alone. See, if you are here and you are learning, you're only doing yourself a favor to some level of percentage. But if you want to fully get transformed, you have to also, by extension, transform people around you. And how do you do that? It's by getting people into the yard. Some people feel like, oh, I don't need to learn parenting. See, even God, even if as a good Christian, whatever religion you are, if you must be good at your faith, you have to keep studying. You have to keep getting better. Even the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. So why will you come into the inner circle and think, oh, I will not read books? You will buy books and you will read them. Why will you think, oh, I don't need to learn? Learning never ends until you die. See, let me tell you, we feel like, oh, parenting should be an inbuilt something. Once I give birth, God will teach me how to parent. Like we said, even God did not come down to parent his only son. He gave his own son to earthly parents to parent for them. How do you now think you can parent? You can just, oh, God will parent my child for me. No. Everything, I am of the opinion that everything in this world should be learned. Yes, because even when you have a talent, if you don't build on it, if you don't get yourself, if you don't learn, because with time, everything is changing, it keeps evolving. If you don't get yourself knowledge, if you don't get knowledgeable more about that talent will die. We don't need to go back to the parables of the talent. You can already see those people that used it. Using it now is you getting more knowledge and implementing. That is how you get to use whatever you have. You already have that child, and you feel like, oh, it's my child. Anyhow I do it, my child will be all right. After all, I turned out all right. Did you really turn out all right? After you were parented with Kaloka, do you think you are really okay? Now imagine with all the structures and all the systems you get in the yard. If you are able to implement, just imagine the kind of child you will raise. Just imagine the adult that child of yours will turn out to be. The inner circle is a place to be. Like we say, nobody needs to force you. It is a thing of decision and intentionality. If you feel like you are okay where you are, oh, I don't need, it's fine. See, in the end, it is your own cross to bear. So get into the yard, get into a community that builds you. In the inner circle, we don't just teach you parenting, you get transformed. You first become, and by extension, your children become. Your children also become. This is the reason why you want to get into the yard, and trust me, you do not want to get into the yard alone. If you know you're coming to the yard and you came alone, that is wrong. You might want to have a rethink and bring someone else, because when you get transformed and you transform other people around you, life gets better. Things get easier. If you are thinking, oh, I don't have a child yet, and maybe it's not your time, this is the right time. This is the best time for for you to get transformed. We are already in cohort 1Z. You know what that means? A to Z. We're already in the last cohort. Although you still have 4 days to get into the yard. Trust me, we're already wrapping up. If you come now, you're even already late. You don't want to be too late. Too late means we've shut the yard. Because on the 1st of December, we will be shutting the ark. And trust me, even Noah does not have the keys to open the ark. So you want to get in now. It is not too late. It is not too late. You still have 4 days to register. And trust me, you will never regret it. If you have to sell your wig, as Coach will always say, sell your wig and buy wigs for your children. If you must not, you don't have to buy Christmas clothes this year, trust me. Use that Christmas money, pay for the inner circle, get yourself immersed, implement all that you are learning, and just watch. Just watch out. Just see how you will get transformed. We've heard different stories from different people. We've seen how their lives have gotten transformed from just being in the inner circle, from learning, from choosing to implement, from choosing to change, from choosing. See, that is why we call it intentional parenting. You don't just come here and decide that, there's no anyhowness here. If you come here, you're coming with intentionality. And that is the only way you get transformed. When you come here, make sure you're coming with intentionality. Thank you so much once again for joining us. We'll be coming again tomorrow. And remember, like Coach said, tomorrow will be our last webinar. I'm sure Yadas are excited. In fact, we should be doing Thanksgiving and having a Thanksgiving dance. Thank you so much all for joining us on today's My Intentional Parenting Journey. It was such a transformation. It was such a 360 turn. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. I am your number one TIP, my girl, or Izansi, the one, the only energy queen. Always remember to come to the stream with your journal, your pen, your energy abada, and of course, the somebody you want to transform, the somebody you might be the savior to. Till we come to your way again next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and they show.
CIP police is coming for you. There's no anyhowness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard.
Why not?